Hey guys, welcome for another book recommendation. Today, I'd like to talk about Louise Erdrich's *The Night Watchman*. Um, I've been wanting to read a book by her for quite a while because I heard about her and the topics that she writes about quite a while ago, and I never got around to reading it until lockdown. Great things as lockdown brings, I guess. And I ordered one of her books, the most recent one called *The Night Watchman*. And I loved it. It's really good. I'm definitely going to read more of her books, actually. Louise Erdrich is known for writing about the fate of the Indian tribes in the Americas, or in North America in particular. And I don't know if guys know about this, but in the recent years, the American government has been trying to move in on their Indian territories again. And this book is about a similar case, but then ages ago. Ages ago, about 60 years ago. Okay, let's go through the basics first, and then I'll get to the story, okay? So it's called *The Night Watchman*, written by Louise Erdrich. It was released in 2020. Yes, this year, actually. That's how recent it is. It's quite a long one, 444 pages, but I read it quite quickly. I think it took me about a week during lockdown, so maybe that's a little bit different from a normal week. Even though it was published in 2020, it's already got a National Book Award, and it was a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize. So basically, it caused quite a stir. By the way, that lady up there is Louise Erdrich. Again, a picture in color because she is still alive. And writing, as you know, because the book came out in 2020. Have you seen how beautiful the cover art is on this book, by the way? I really, really loved it. I took it out of the box with Elif Shafak's 10 minutes, 38 seconds in This Strange World. Both of the books have beautiful covers, so I couldn't wait to start reading them. Which is also, by the way, the other book I just mentioned is a really, really good one. And I also recorded a video for that one, so check that one out too, please. So let's have a look then. What is it about? Well, the story is a story for Chippewa tribe. That's an Indian tribe in 1953, where they're trying desperately to survive in many ways. On the one hand, they're trying to survive because they are very poor. They live in, well, dire circumstances, I think you could say. They're struggling to get food on the table. They're struggling to maintain their traditional values in a new world as well. And then the government decides that their tribe is to be terminated, which means so much as that all their land is supposed to be repossessed by the government, and they are to be sent off elsewhere. We follow a lot of characters around because this is really the story of the tribe. But two of our main characters that we follow around are Thomas and Pixie. Thomas is the night watchman. That's his function, his job. And during his late nights at work, he writes a lot of letters to try and solve this political situation, and he's the one who takes action in it. So through him, you mostly follow the political side of this book. But there's also definitely some personal components in that one. The other main character is Pixie, or Patrice, as we should really call her, and she shows the more personal side of it, as she's one of the girls who works at a factory. So she works in the new world, in the Western modernization. But yes, she's also known for having a lot of knowledge of the Chippewa tribe, of medicine that you can find in the forest, the way of life of the Chippewa people, because her mother is known to have a lot of knowledge about these things as well, and she has given all of that information to her daughter. Pixie also takes us to the city and shows us what happened to Indian girls in the cities, which is definitely not a good thing. There's a lot of abuse going on in their cities. So it's quite a heavy story in that sense. There's also love. There's also a bit of a love story going on. Very nice, very sweet. Makes you feel happy and good again, in contrast to all the misery that's going on in this book. I think that's about all I want to say about the storyline, because I don't want to give it all away. You should read it yourself, remember? So why then read this book? I recommend this book because it's not a very hard read. but very interesting. It taught me a lot about the way of life for these Chippewa people. I didn't know much about it at all. But mainly it taught me a lot about the political position of these tribes. I'd heard things about it on the news, but I never really understood it. And this book has really helped me understand it. Um, it's also a very charming book. It really takes you along to into the lives of a tribe like this, without you having to know a lot about it. So you can actually learn something from it, I think. Um, what else should you read it? I think it's also got quite a lot of things in there that you can analyze for a speaking exam, because most of you are reading for a speaking exam when you're watching these videos. It's quite a lot of symbolism in there. There's some typical language features in there, because there are Indian languages used a bit here and there. So it's got quite a few things you can talk about, I think. But mainly, I just think that the topic is really interesting. It's something different from all these white men writing from Britain. This is a harsh and rough story from America, written by a woman, written by someone who is alive, written about an issue that's still very much going on until this day. Um, and probably if you're watching this video in 2020, it's still going on. So it's a very current issue and a very important issue. And just for that reason, I already urge you to start reading Erdrich, and in particular, The Night Watchman. Okay, with those words, I'm going to leave it for today and see you around next time. Bye bye.